Oh, can't you see we're running out of time? You gotta lose your mind if you think you're doing fine.
Hey, what's up, Universe? It's Xander, and welcome back to WWE 2K24 Universe Mode. Welcome back to NXT on the road to the Great American Bash. It is 2 weeks from this weekend. It airs in just a couple of weeks on, I believe, August the 10th is when we are airing the Great American Bash. That sounds correct in my head, and that's what we're sticking with. If I'm wrong, well, then you'll know next episode or something. But we are kicking things off with the #1 contender to the NXT Championship. The man who ran the gauntlet last week. It is Wes Lee making his way to the ring. So let's hear what the new #1 contender has got to say, shall we? Wes Lee, a fan favorite, has earned his shot in the main event of the Great American Bash for the NXT title. Let's hear from Wes Lee. Man, last week was wild. Last week was crazy. There was not much else you can really think to say to describe a match like what I had last week. I had to run the gauntlet. Granted, I came in later than some of the other names in there. I came in 19 out of 30, so a little over the halfway point. But that being said, it was a hell of a night, and I had to fight through some seriously tough opponents. All that being said, one piece of business first and foremost. When I win the NXT Championship, Joe Hendry, you get the first shot. I'll say your name on that day. After that, let's talk about the main event of the Great American Bash. Let's talk about Wes Lee versus the NXT Champion. Let's talk about the fake tribal chief. Let's talk about the Wish.com bloodline. Let's talk about Roman Reigns from Temu. Let's talk about Jimmy Uso. Oh, I don't think this ends well ever. There he is, the NXT champ. Jimmy Uso. The tribal chief, as he calls himself. Yeah, you're not making your cute little jokes now that you're surrounded by the champ, and you know that a snap of my fingers, the bloodline's out here at any moment, don't you? Don't worry, little bro. You'll acknowledge me soon, as will everybody else. We ain't gonna hurt you. For now. Well, excuse me. Well, now the fun begins, I suppose. Because here come the Forsaken to the ring. We are kicking off NXT tonight with a triple threat elimination #1 contenders match to the NXT Tag Team titles. Try saying that 5 times fast. Out first. Here come Tama Tonga, Tongaloa, the Gorillas of Destiny of the Forsaken. Half of the Forsaken already have gold. And now the other half look to get a shot at getting gold. So Tama Tonga and Tongaloa have made their way to the ring. Out next, here come the Smoke Chasers to the ring. Very excited to see these guys. break the fourth wall a little bit. You can go check out my new wrestling channel, Wrestle Luigi. It is, I'll try and have like a thing. YouTube does that thing right in the top right where I can have things pop up. Speaking of the smoke chasers, it's my new wrestling discussion channel. It's going to be a lot like Wrestle Juice, a lot like Santi Zap. Guys like that, guys I really looked up to in this wrestling YouTube bubble, where I talk about my thoughts on wrestling. I'm going to be talking later this week on NXT. When I talk about NXT this week in real life about these guys, very excited to see what they do in NXT. Long story short there. Ashanti Adonis, Cedric Alexander making their way to the ring. Yes, I know I've asked you to subscribe to a lot of my side projects lately. I'm trying to spread my wings a little bit on YouTube. Branch out a little bit from just doing this. But the Smoke Chasers are the second team to enter this matchup. And finally, it's time to tag them and bag them, because it's the Insurgents. Steve Macklin and Wes Lee Blake making their way to the ring. We saw Wes Lee Blake in the gauntlet the other day. We saw Steve Macklin challenging for the TNA tag title, the TNA world title the other day. And now the Insurgents look to become the #1 contenders to the NXT Tag Team Championships. Of course, we've been seeing a lot of TNA and NXT crossover as of late here in the All-Elite Universe. We saw some TNA and Monday Night Raw crossover very recently. Payback with Jordan Grace showing up. So you never know who's going to show up where in the All-Elite Universe nowadays. Here we go. It is elimination rules. Anything goes. Who's going to get that all-important first elimination? We're going to find out. That's Tama Tonga and Steve Macklin, arguably the two wild cards in this situation, going at one another. And Tonga Loa joining in. Wes Lee Blake getting caught by Ashanti Adonis. It is just a complete mosh pit in this ring. You got Cedric Alexander, a former SmackDown Tag Team Champion. You got Steve Macklin, a former TNA X Division Champion. You got guys like Wes Lee Blake and Ashanti Adonis who have never held gold. And then you got the most experienced tag team in here. You got Tama Tonga and Tonga Loa, who quite literally have never had matches apart from one another in LS11 Universe. All of their matches we've seen them in the LS11 Universe have been involving one another in tag action. And they are former Ring of Honor and IWGP Tag Team Champions. They're looking to add NXT to that mix tonight. Or at least get one step closer to NXT to that mix. Because the winners of this matchup are going to face Obafemi and Odyssey Jones at the Great American Bash, as Tama Tonga drops Steve Macklin into a cover now from Tama. For the 1, for the 2. No! Steve Macklin kicks out. Wes Lee Blake was coming to the rescue of his tag partner. Now Cedric Alexander's brought a chair into the ring. He goes for a shot on Steve Macklin with it. Wes Lee Blake, double under Tiger Bomb. Takes down Tama Tonga. Kick out though from Tama. And now Steve Macklin. Whoa, what a boot from Tonga Loa. Tonga Loa with a flying headbutt takes down Steve Macklin. Now he's got the chair going after Cedric, but Cedric Alexander taken down by Tonga Loa. Tonga Loa chair in hand as Wes Lee Blake going around ringside, and Wes Lee Blake and Steve Macklin cutting off Ashanti Adonis, covered by Tonga Loa on Cedric. 2. No! Cedric kicks out. As the Insurgents are taking care of Ashanti on the outside. Tama Tonga and Tonga Loa. Whoa, no, wait a minute. Cedric found the counter to take down Tama Tonga. Tonga Loa with a headbutt now. Getting back up to his feet now. Tonga Loa turns him around with a right hook. Tonga Loa's got him up and down. And now the Insurgents coming in. Trying to steal the glory here of the first elimination. Big neckbreaker there from Tama Tonga. And now God taking down the Insurgents together here. Big boot there from Tonga Loa. Taking down Ashanti. Tonga Loa spiking Steve Macklin on his head. 1, 2. No, Macklin kicks out. Cover now on Ashanti, but Cedric's right there, and Cedric saving his tag partner. Took him years. I think 2K finally made that a thing. It's crazy. It's Tonga Loa taking down Cedric. Wesley Blake coming in now. Wesley Blake taking down Tonga Loa. Tonga making the save now. Steve Macklin with a kick, and Macklin pulls him in, going for a Uranagi. Getting knocked back now. Taking him down is Tama Tonga. And now the Smoke Chasers going after Tonga. Tama's in trouble here. Cedric grabs onto Macklin, taking him down. And Cedric, whoa, caught with the gun stun from Tama Tonga. 1, 2. Cedric Alexander eliminated. Steve Macklin went for a knee strike. Tama Tonga. How about a gun stun for you as well, Macklin? Covered by Tama Tonga again. 1, 2, 3. Ashanti Adonis caught with a punch in the back. Tama Tonga swings him around. Wesley Blake taking him down now, and Tonga kicks him in the ribs. You want some, Wesley Blake? Well, now you get some too from Tama Tonga into another cover. 1, 2, 3. And Tama Tonga, in a matter of 1 minute, has eliminated 3 out of the 4 men in this matchup. He needs to make it 4, because he just had another gun stun on Ashanti. And just like that, 2, 3. Tama Tonga and Tonga Loa are heading to the Great American Bash. I don't know if these two can be stopped. Because Tama Tonga, in the last few minutes, not even the last few minutes, in the last minute, swept the rest of that matchup. Tama Tonga, with 3 gun stuns and a rolling cutter, took out all 4 of his competitors. The GOD are heading to the Great American Bash. The Forsaken might be getting more gold in just a matter of days. We got more coming up on TNA. Force of habit. We got more coming up on NXT right now. You did a good job in the gauntlet last week. I was watching after I got eliminated. Oh, thanks, man. Look, I was thinking, you know, we went our separate ways a few months ago now, and hasn't really worked out for either of us, has it? Can't really say it has. No, I mean, last week we both got our asses beat by Joe Hint. Careful. You know what happens if you know. Yeah, fair enough. So what are you getting at, Briggs? Maybe it's time, maybe it's time we try it again. Like, tag run? Not like a tag run. A tag run. I'm game. Alright, let's do it. Next week. We move right into some more action here on NXT. As it seems Briggs and Jensen have found their way back to one another, perhaps. Maybe going their separate ways wasn't the right move. But now it is time for some singles action as here comes Lola Vice to the ring. Lola Vice last week decided not to even get involved. Not to even get involved in the tag match she was in, but now tonight she finds herself going one-on-one with the NXT Women's Champion. A big matchup being made here. So Lola Vice making her way down to the ring. As here comes the champion. The NXT Women's Champion, Naomi, heading down to the ring. Big matchup here for Naomi tonight. Big matchup here as we are still on the hunt to find out who is going to be Naomi's challenger at the Great American Bash in just a couple of weeks. We're still trying to find out who's going to challenge Naomi for that gold in just a few weeks' time. Let's find out how Lola Vice fares against her. Without any further ado, Lola Vice and Naomi, one-on-one. Here we go. Oh, Lola Vice with a kick out of the gate, knocking her back. Kicks Naomi again, knocking her down, and roundhouse kick takes her down. And over shots to the head is Lola Vice, taking her down here. Kicking the ribs of Naomi, has her down again. Lola Vice turns her over with a kick. Naomi gets caught, taken down again. Lola Vice has that MMA background, and we're seeing it come into play a little bit here. Trained in the America's Top Team. Which I will admit I know next to nothing about. Paige Van Zant was there. I know that from my time doing AEW. Ray's not particularly a big fan of them from what I've gathered. The America's Top Team, I don't know. I just know that's a thing apparently. As Lola Vice gets taken down now, Naomi getting picked back up to her feet. Lola Vice throwing some kicks. Slaps her in the face now. And oh! Big roundhouse kick there from Lola Vice. Of course, Lola Vice, if she could win here tonight, it'd be the first time Naomi's lost a match since coming back to NXT, coming back to WWE in general, back at Worlds Collide. Head scissor takedown to Lola Vice, where Naomi beat Bayley to become the NXT Women's Champion. Naomi with a drop kick into the back, takes her down now, and Naomi kicks her down now. Naomi hits the split. Hooks the leg of Lola Vice for the 1, for the 2. No! Kick out from Lola. There's a right hook now. Lola Vice turns her around. Lola Vice punch to the back of Naomi, knocks her back here. Lola grabs onto her though. Lola Vice pulls her in and sweeps the leg of Naomi, rolls back over, punching her down. Naomi's down now. Lola Vice has got her down, goes for another kick. Naomi comes in, big kick in the head from Lola Vice, taking her down. Right hook now, knocking her down again. Lola Vice goes for a super kick. Naomi got her now, and Naomi swings her around. Naomi kicks her in the ribs, hits the ropes, and scissor kick knocks down Lola. Naomi now into a cover on Lola Vice for the 1, for the 2. No, Vice kicks out. Vice pulling herself up into the corner. Naomi coming in hot. Naomi. Big punch to the face of Vice. Takes her down. Tells the referee, get out of the way. Drop kick takes him down. Or takes her down. Rolls her over with a kick now. And Naomi kicks her again. Into the split. No. Lola out of the way. Lola Vice out of the way. Grabs onto the champion. Throws Naomi. Pulls her in. Knee strike into the ribs. Takes her down. And now Lola Vice turns her around, grabs onto Naomi. Lola Vice, punch to the back, knocks her back now. Lola Vice is cut. Naomi for takedown, rolls over, knocking her down here. Lola Vice, thumb to the back of the head, into a cover on Naomi. Cover for the 1, 2, no! Naomi rolls back through. Oh! Massive elbow there from Lola Vice. Takes her down. 1, 2... Kick out from Naomi. The women's champion staying in it now. Lola Vice has her down, standing over Naomi. Naomi pulling herself back up to her feet here. Naomi rolls through, gets out of the way, goes for a kick, spinning wheel kick. Knocks her down into a leg drop. Knocking down Lola Vice. Naomi kicking away at her now. Naomi. The boots to her now. Lola Vice. Whoa, went for a big kick. Naomi swings her around, kicking the ribs. Head scissor. DDT. Now Naomi getting her back up to her feet. Naomi hits the ropes and collides with her here. Naomi kicks her in the ribs now. Here we go. Pulls her in. Rolls through. Naomi looking to make her feel the glow. And Naomi with the win. Naomi picking up the win. Lola Vice had a few moments there where I thought she might be about to get the victory over the NXT Women's Champion, but in the end, Naomi picks up the win. A big win there for the NXT Women's Champ tonight. Oh, hold on a minute. Naomi, look out. Wendy Choo and Tatum Paxley are here. And Wendy Choo, we saw her undergo a recent appearance change, and it seems she's found a bit of an unholy alliance here. Not to be confused with an unholy union, of course. As Tatum Paxley and Wendy Choo assaulting the NXT Women's Champion. Well, wait a minute, there's Fallon Henley. Fallon Henley with a kendo stick in hand. Taking down Wendy. And Henley going after Paxley, who's taken off running. Remember, Paxley injured Henley a number of months ago. Well, folks, I hope you're enjoying this show so far tonight. As usual, I have a few quick announcements for you. Really, one or two, actually, now that I'm thinking a little more on it. I've got two quick announcements for you, and that is, first of all, my decision was already made at the start of tonight as to who would be Naomi's challenger at the Great American Bash, but what we saw in just a moment has only solidified it more, and that is that in a few weeks' time at the Great American Bash, Naomi is going to defend the NXT Women's Championship against the woman who just came to her aid, Fallon Henley. And not only that, as I talked about last week, the natural Dustin Rhodes will be defending the NWA World Championship at the Great American Bash, and we will determine his challenger next week in a triple threat matchup when we see Miles Bourne, the Pure Champion Timothy Thatcher, and Tavion Heights compete in a triple threat. And also, next week, I will have a very special surprise announcement for the Great American Bash. Some big announcements there from the GM, Bobby Roode, but now we've got some more action coming up next here on NXT, as we have got one half of the NXT Women's Tag Team Champions making her way to the ring, Jacy Jayne. Jacy Jayne ready for action here. A big matchup tonight. She's going to be taking on a surprise opponent picked by Kelani Jordan. Kelani Jordan claims that she has someone that can back her up against Toxic Attraction. Unlike what happened last week with Lola Vice. So Gigi Dolan and Jacy Jayne making their way down to the ring. Well, it seems that Kelani Jordan has brought in Soul Ruka to back her up. Two high flyers. If you didn't check it out, if you're not a member, you should check it out. Earlier this week, Sunday Night Heat, Soul Ruka actually had a breakout matchup. Took on Rhea Ripley, had a hell of a matchup on that night. So, Soul Ruka and Jacy Jayne going one-on-one. Here we go. And Soul Ruka comes in, grabs her, into a facebuster immediately. Soul Ruka runs for the ropes, gets caught by Jacy though. Jacy Jayne sends her into the corner now. Jacy Jayne, big elbow strike into Bulldog, taking her down. Has her down now, turns her with a kick. Grabs a hold of her and stomp into the arm. Goes for a kick to turn her over now. Setting her off the ropes now. Soul Ruka pulls her in and back body drop into knee into the back, taking her down. Gigi Dolan watching on at ringside here is now So Ruka firing away here at Jacy Jayne. Bulldog takes her down. Jacy Jayne goes out of the ring now, and Sol Ruka coming back in into another clothesline. Knocks her out of the ring now, and Sol Ruka. Jacy Jayne is down now, and Sol Ruka telling her bring it. Sol Ruka's ready. She hits the ropes, and Sol just decides to show off a little bit. And flies out with a crossbody after faking her out twice. Sol Ruka grabs onto her now, grabs Jacy, throws her back into the ring, and Sol Ruka up onto the apron. Sol Ruka now, set 2 count. Sol Ruka pacing now. Oh, Jacy Jayne got the better of her on that one. Up onto the apron again now, and Sol Ruka knocks her back into springboard. Clothesline attempt. Jacy Jayne out of the way now, and Jacy sends her off the ropes here. Jacy Jayne. Big back elbow strike taking her down. Goes for a kick. Ruka out of the way now. Sol Ruka. Gets caught with a chop now. Big slap to Jacy. Here we go. Some big shots back and forth here between these two. Knocking her back now. Sol Ruka. Slap to the face of Jacy Jayne, and Jacy Jayne hitting her back, but Sol Ruka goes for a slap herself. Jacy knocks her back with another chop. Sol Ruka. Chopped again. Sol Ruka. Whoa! Sweeps the legs. Runs the ropes. And rolling senton. Knocks her down into cannonball. And now Sol Ruka. Here we go. Oh, Gigi Dolan was up on the apron for a moment there. Sol with a big drop kick to Jacy. Sol Ruka's got her down now. Sol Ruka. Super kick. Knocks her off her feet again. Sol into the corner now. And Sol Ruka. Here we go. Into rolling kick. Knocks her down. Grabs the leg now. Jacy Jayne sweeping the leg of Sol Ruka. Turns her with a chop now. And Jacy Jayne. Jumping face buster. Taking down Sol now. Sol Ruka's down. Jacy Jayne cover. 1, 2. Kick out from Ruka. Sol Ruka stays alive now. And Jacy Jayne. Sol Ruka falls out of the ring now. And Jacy, what's she thinking here? Whoa, Jacy went for the dive. Sol Ruka out of the way. Jacy Jayne, I think, might have just landed on her face. As the referee restarts the count, and Sol Ruka tells her, bring it. And now Sol Ruka coming in for, oh, chop from Jacy Jayne. Sol Ruka now knocks her back here, and Sol with Soul Snatcher. Into the cutter, into the cover, off the cutter. 1, 2, 3. Sol Ruka picking up the victory. It seems Kelani Jordan has found someone that might just be willing to have her back against Toxic Attraction. A massive win there for Sol Ruka. Our main event, Wes Lee, Javon Evans. It's coming up next. Why are you still here? I told you to get out of my show. If it was your show, wouldn't you be champion right now and not getting rolled up only after being in a gauntlet for 3 minutes? You know what? I've had enough of you, you little masked freak. You already got AJ Styles to deal with on Raw. How about I soften you up before Jacob Fatu gets his hands on you at the American Bash? You and me, next week. I can do that. Alright, well, it is time for the main event of NXT. As here comes the high-flying and exciting Javon Evans heading down to the ring. Evans had a pretty great run in the gauntlet last week. Ended up coming up just short in it. I believe he was part of one of the... I believe he was in the final 5, sounds correct. So, Javon Evans ready for action here. As here comes the number one contender. Here comes Wes Lee to the ring. Wes Lee ready for action here tonight. Wes Lee looking to solidify himself, prove that he is the number one contender for a reason. So Wes Lee and Javon Evans is going to be high flying. It's going to be fast paced. It's going to be fun. It's the main event of NXT. Here we go. Oh, they both went for the exact same thing. As Evans with a jab now. Wes Lee swings through, kicks out the leg. Wes Lee goes for him. Javon ducks in now. Javon Evans, kick to the ribs and kick in the head. Javon Evans goes for a splash. Wes Lee out of the way. Wes Lee kick in the head, knocks him down. Wes Lee goes for a double axe handle. Javon, roundhouse kick, knocks him back. Goes for another super kick. Sweeps the leg now, and Javon Evans gets kicked in the leg. Wes Lee now hits the ropes, and Wes Lee for a double axe handle. Javon out of the way. Javon Evans sends him in, and big knee strike there takes him down. Goes for a stomp. Wes Lee out of the way. Wes Lee kicking the ribs, pulls him in, hooks the arms. Wes Lee's got him up, takes him down. Tiger bomb, cover, kick out. Rolls through now, and Javon Evans goes for the super kick. Wes Lee countered again. Wes Lee hits the ropes now. Wes Lee, jumping neck breaker, taking him down. Getting up to the top rope now. Wes Lee, here we go. Going for a stomp. Javon out of the way now, and Javon pulls him in. Javon Evans, snapmare into roundhouse kick. Knocks back Wes Lee, goes for another super kick now. And Wes Lee, wait a minute. Javon turns him around. Javon's got him. He's up. He's down. And Javon could look to pin the number one contender this quickly. Wes Lee got out of the way now. Wes Lee pulls him in. Wes Lee, DDT has got him down. Wes Lee comes in, double axe handle. Javon knocked off his feet now, and Wes Lee up the middle rope now. Wes Lee looking for a splash off the middle rope. Javon Evans goes for a super kick. Wes Lee went for one of his own. And now Javon grabs him into DDT, taking him down. Javon Evans goes for a splash. Wes Lee out of the way. Wes Lee pulls him in. And Wes Lee's got him up. Suplex takes him down. Wes Lee up to the top rope now. And Javon Evans, right hook, knocks the number one contender of the championship down. Hits him with a big splash now. And Javon into a cover on Wes Lee. He's got him down. Javon for the one, for the two. Kick out from Wes Lee. And now Javon, roundhouse kick attempt. Wes Lee shoves him back now. Wes Lee kicking the ribs. And Wes Lee going for Canadian Destroyer, takes down Javon Evans. Into a cover now. Wes Lee's got him down. Javon Evans down. 1, 2. Kick out from Evans. Went for a moonsault. Nobody home. And now Javon taking him down. Crucifix cover on Wes Lee. 1, 2. No. Wes Lee into the corner now. Wes Lee in the corner. Javon Evans comes in. Big forearm taking him down now. And Javon grabs the ropes. Springboard. Went for the moonsault. Wes Lee out of the way. Wes Lee got him with a big kick there. And now Wes Lee into the corner. Wes Lee has got Javon down. Wes Lee kicks him into a super kick now. Knocking him down. Wes Lee grabs Javon. Picking him back up to his feet. And Wes Lee with Javon Evans. Grabs him. Countered. Javon puts him in the corner now. Javon with a forearm taking him down. Grabs the ropes now, and Javon Evans went for a springboard moonsault. Wes Lee got out of the way now, and Wes Lee grabs the young OG, launching him now across the ring into the corner. Wes Lee, forearm strike, throws him across the ring into cardiac kick from Wes Lee into a cover on Evans. 1, 2, and Javon Evans got the bottom rope. And so Wes Lee goes for a moonsault, nobody home. Javon Evans now pulling him in. Javon has got Wes Lee up. And down goes the number one contender. Javon Evans now to the top rope. Javon Evans. Here we go. Went for a frog splash. Wes Lee out of the way. Wes Lee now grabs him, pulls him in. Lee has got him down. DDT taking him down. Wes Lee going up to the top rope. Wes Lee. Push up high, and now Wes Lee. Spiral tap. Into a cover on Javon Evans. Wes Lee for the 1, 2. No! Javon Evans stays alive, gets out of the way. Knocking back Wes Lee here, and Javon coming in, goes for him, countered. Wes Lee slips out of it, kicks out the leg now. Wes Lee, punch to the gut, kicking the leg, knocking him down, stomping to the back. Down goes Wes. Javon getting picked back up now. Wes Lee goes for a jab. Javon counters, ducks him, swings through, kicking the ribs, roundhouse kick, knocks him down. Wes Lee gets out of the way. Javon Evans getting knocked back. Wes Lee, here we go again, looking for another Canadian Destroyer. Taking down the young OG, and Wes Lee has got Javon Evans in some trouble here. Puts him in the corner. Wes Lee punches him in the face, throws him across the ring for another cardiac kick. Takes him down, and now Wes hooks the leg on the other side. Great move there from Lee. 1, 2, 3. Wes Lee with the victory. Wes Lee picking up the win over Javon Evans tonight. Wes Lee picking up the win. What a main event that was. 2 of the greats in NXT right now. 2 of the top guys in NXT right now. Until next time, everybody, I've been Xander, and that was Universe. Wise man. What can I do for you, Mr. General Manager? I just wanted to let you know. I know. And now so does he. Know what? We know what a couple of members of the Forsaken did about a month ago. I have no idea what you're talking about. Claim you don't all you want. The world will know next week.